Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, it's treasure map time, baby. 11th anniversary, part 2 edition. Wow, pretty crazy that we're getting another treasure map in the 11th anniversary, which is kind of nuts. And today's video, we're going to be diving in with my particular teams, the full boost, just to sort of get a feel for the treasure map and build up some limit break materials. I'm so down bad at limit break materials that like I can't even max the free-to-play character, who I'm going to need for the no new batch video. So this will probably come out after that particular video, but yeah, they'll probably come out around the same time, to be honest. For this particular treasure map, you do want to rank in the top 20% if you are focusing on the New World. You do get your hands on a Super Tandem Boost Gold Tablet, which is very illustrious. It is the new limit break ability that came for the 11th anniversary, and it is one that pretty much you're only going to be able to level up with dupes or these illustrious tablets when they come around. So you definitely want to pick them up when you have access to them. And ranking in the top 20%, look, it's going to get pretty sweaty, but at the same time, I feel like it is pretty doable. So starting off, we have the intrusion against Sanji and Franky. For this particular fight, we're going to be using double Roger, Rayleigh, and Gaban. Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban are the recommended character for this particular fight. They also recommend utilizing the, I believe it's the Kaido and maybe the Saturn, or maybe it's Stussy and the Saturn, I think it's the Stussy and the Saturn. Obviously, we're going to bring Kaido, we're going to bring the rocks. We want to get as many points as possible. Make sure to bring a friend captain that is not your own, so that way you get the extra 1.1 times. With that said, let's dive in. Now, obviously, we can improve this team with some stat stick supports. Later down the line, like, I don't see this team losing damage. They don't really make content where, like, the boosted team struggles when it comes to treasure map, in New World, that is. But like I said, we do have some options for some other characters and some fun stuff there. Now, on turn 2, we get Paralysis, Poison, and Bleed. We also get the enemy puts up Threshold. Now, if you remove the Threshold, the enemy just does a whole bunch of bad stuff. So utilizing Stussy here is going to give us the Paralysis removal. The Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban Captain is going to give us the threshold reduction to 0%, which you can do once per quest, and basically you can just kill that stage. You do get poisoned here, but like if you want to use poison sockets, go for gold. But we are going to be utilizing Saturn for this particular quest. He removes the poison, and on the final stage you actually get poison sockets, so he's like a double whammy. He removes both of them for you, which is really, really nice. You get special bind on your sailors, so make sure Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban is your captain. It's 10 turns of damage reduction, so if you don't have Saturn and you're using another poison remover, or you're using something like the Rocks Pirates as captain, you can set that damage reduction to 0%, utilize them on the turn before, keep some Semler Orbs, and you're basically good to go from there. As you can see, we still have the Rocks Pirates special, we still have the Kaido special. For now, we're not going to need it, but later down the line, if we are doing lots and lots of navs, which this time around we probably will. Look, I'm not going to get too much time to play as usual, but these first like 2 days, I'm going to try and go pretty hard. The football's on tonight though, so up the boys. I'm probably going to not be playing a little bit, but I don't stereotypically play treasure map on the first night anyway, because it's usually family time. So obviously it's not going to change up too much, but 47.3, not a bad little haul of points there. Let's make our way through to the next mini boss fight now. As always, I do like to obviously target the stamina, but I also like to target the cards. When you do have the full batch or the full boost team, getting as many cards as possible is going to help you with your runs. Getting stuff like, not so much the nav wheels, but stuff like the chart cards that give you increased nav levels, and the cannons. They're so damn valuable at speed running through particular stages. But for myself, I'm missing a lot of limit break materials, so we are obviously using speed teams for these particular fights. So starting off, we have the Riyugu fight, the Green Ball fight. For myself, I'm utilizing Kizaru as my captain. Kizaru is a slasher shooter dex-based character, and I don't think it works in the sense that we get the full buff because of Lucario. But if you wanted to add another Navy unit on this team, you could just get like the rainbow buff shenanigans. Literally just replace Buggy with any Navy unit, and you're pretty much off to the races. We are utilizing the Shirahoshi rare recruit with the Mihawk support to set defense to 0. So that way we can get a full board of rainbow orbs on the first stage, and then because we are utilizing Sengoku, she actually acts as our int unit. Buggy's our strength unit. Kizaru is obviously our dex unit. Kizaru is the captain. Works pretty nicely. You do have his EX too, which is hilarious, but we're not going to be utilizing that. We're basically just moving into this final stage and dealing with the defense up with the support. We can use the Sengoku special on Kizaru, and then we can just tap. Later down the line, we can use the Kizaru special. That's going to give us chain boundary, territory, all of that fun stuff. You can also use the Akainu support on Sengoku to get a chain lock ability if you guys want to make it a little bit faster that way. But for myself, I'm not going to look at that option until I need to. And for now, I'm just going to sort of single tap my way through and just let the rainbow orbs with the 4x attack and orb boost do the rest. So moving on now, man, we're getting lots and lots of stamina. Love this for us. Some good stamina buffs. If we just keep moving. Let me know what you guys are planning to rank down below. Let me know if you guys summoned on this particular banner. As I mentioned, we should have the no new batch video out as well. I didn't really get too much time today to make different variations, but look, at the end of the day, you do want to try and just get as many point boosters on your final teams as possible, and you want them to be your highest point boosters. All right, so these cards here, this is exactly what we want to see from our gold cards. The pistol and the nav level increase. Love that for us. Love being on an Android, so we can just skip all that. And then we can just move on. 5. What's a 5 going to give us? Are we going to go... Yeah, gold card. Let's do that. Like I said, I'm not overly phased with chests anymore. Obviously, you do have the luxury of chests giving you some ridiculously good drops. But, from my experience, I would rather just get really good cards and sort of just go from there. Obviously, you want to use a certain amount of cards to get some Chopper Man missions as well. So, moving on to the economy fight now. This one here, they just want you to basically use 6+ Zoro and the free-to-play 5+ Mihawk. Myself, I'm going to utilize Tashigi, purely because, like, since Tashigi's release, I've sort of always been using her whenever I see special bind on any piece of content. Obviously, Zoro can work as a special bind remover as a captain as well, and he obviously has type advantage. You can utilize 2 of them, so you can use the super type to wave clear and the special to wave clear. But with this particular Zoro, you can always use him as a sub, get the special off turn 1, get an orb buff, and then Tashigi's actually going to auto proc. So if you just keep tapping the screen like this, it's just going to give you an orb buff. She's going to then increase her orb buff, and then you're just good to go. Every orb is going to be treated at a lower rate, at a 70% reduction, except for rainbow orbs. So if you have rainbow orbs, you just don't have to worry about it. Obviously, Mihawk can remove that, and Zoro gives you the cooldown. But for this particular team, later down the line, I'll probably just slap on the Roger and Odin support for a cheeky little attack boost. And then we obviously have Nami still for the increased damage taken, which should work. I don't think there's any immunity there, so that's definitely an option for us as well. So beautiful stuff. Let's move on to the final boss fight, where we can get ourselves some more mini boss fights. You're getting a lot of ones, which I don't hate because it's a bonus map, but like I am trying to speed through these videos because I do want to get to the football. So let's dive in. We got Fuji as the first fight. For the Fujitora fight, they want you to use the new Sanji and Franky. If you have Sanji and Franky available, you can just easily run them on this particular team, and it's going to work dividends. I am utilizing the Treasure Map Legend Blackbeard, though. He also works really, really well to remove bind. But if you want to be faster and you want to get through it a lot quicker like myself, you can actually use the Toki ability. Toki just bypasses effects and gives you a 3.5 times attack and orb boost to your 2 selected characters. So what we're going to do is we're going to select our 2 Saturn characters and basically just tap with them on the final stage. We're not even going to have to worry about the bind. Besides Vista, who's wave clearing, the Franky unit is actually giving us those 2 Wano orbs on our captains. Obviously, Saturn is a 1.4 times boost as well, so he's actually getting some pretty good damage numbers. With the 3.5 times attack and orb boost, you shouldn't really need to do all that much, and you can kind of just blast your way through. If you really want to, you can include Izo Kiku on this team instead of Blackbeard as a wave clearer. Like, you're not getting boosted, but at the end of the day, like, Saturn's the only character doing damage anyway, and that way you actually get a chain lock into the final stage. You could probably use something like Zoro as well. That's definitely a character that would work great. Wave clearing turn 2, and then moving into the final stage with that chain lock ability, just for more damage. But at the same time, like, here we are, very, very early. It's not going to matter all that much. Moving on to the Garp fight, we have Crocodile as our leader, and this particular fight's interesting because there is a potential ability nullification for 1 turn, and then you get hit with hunger. Now, they want you to bring Atlas. As you can see there, we do have, not Atlas, sorry, York. We do have York on the team. York gives us recovery orbs on our bottom row, and that way you can bypass the hunger that way. But what you can also do is you can just bring a character that sets recovery orbs to the start of the quest, and then you're just basically fine. So we're using Bonnie here. She gives us those recovery orbs. We have Robin and Koala on this particular team. Crocodile's our captain. He can give you chain, boundary, and a, what's it called? A chain boundary and an attack boost later down the line. I might swap him out though. I might just move like Robin Koala to captain because it's going to be quicker. I totally forgot that Crocodile has all this like start of turn HP cut shenaniganry. Look, whilst it's nice, it's just not something that we actually need. Now, you can super swap with Robin and Koala if you want to get color affinity. You can use the support for them, but just utilizing their special is going to remove the barrier and give you a nice chunky orb buff. And then basically just eat 2 recovery orbs like so. And then the third tap will do lots of damage. It's a bit of a shame that you have to tap like so much. Normally we're not used to tapping that much. But unfortunately there's no real way of getting around the hunger unless you bring something like into Yamato, for example, and remove it that way, which probably can work, but it's like 2 stacks, it's not 2 turns, so I don't think Yamato can actually remove that. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm pretty confident she doesn't. So yeah, you kind of have to eat recovery orbs. That's pretty much the only way I can think of around it, but if there's another way, like I said, let me know in the comment section below, and be keen to test it out. Diving into the final fight, they want you to utilize the Rocks Pirates, they want you to use Bonnie, and they want you to use Kaido. As you can tell, like, the fact they want you to use 4 Super Sugos is very, very frustrating. It's very annoying. And their rare recruit batch, which is even more frustrating in my opinion, because like, bruh, like, people have been summoning, but like, if you're completely free to play, the expectation of having every single one of these units, it's a lot. And now they're throwing a part 4, technically, a 11th anniversary after party with a new Dragon Legend, which is just absolutely crazy. They're throwing that at us now, so yeah, look, it's been a lot, honestly. Let me know what you guys think of the 11th anniversary banner structures down below, because I totally empathize with people that have been struggling with the pure amount of banners and a pure amount of units they want you to have to beat this particular, like, to beat content. As you can see there, we use Bonnie to remove the threshold. We have the Rocks Pirates to remove the attack down above a certain chain and the damage nullification. You get there's damage reduction on this final stage, which obviously the Rocks Pirates set to 0. If you remove that, a whole bunch of nasty stuff happens. And then on this final stage, basically, like, you want to use the Kaido special, which then activates the HP card, the damage reduction, all that fun stuff. And then you can obviously use the Kaido Super Tandem to get a 1.4 times buff on top of the 1.5 times Super Tandem. But for now, like, you're just going to basically kill. So that's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys are running in the comment section below for Treasure Map. And if there's anything else you guys want to see, might have some time tomorrow, but I do plan on sort of just farming out as many limit break materials as I possibly can. But like I said, build a like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.